Good morning, tribe. My name is Tanya with the blue hair, and today I want to talk about what made me develop the Holistic Healing Command Center. We're packing because we're going to be moving in the next couple of months, and when you pack, you go through everything, you purge stuff out, and I discovered pieces of what I called my portable brain. So it was while I was going through chemotherapy and radiation, once I got diagnosed with cancer, I was like, this is going to be a little bit overwhelming and I'm going to need things to help me. So one of the things that I developed that helped me is my portable brain. It's basically this something like this. I grabbed a binder, right? And in it, I created different pages. One was going to be my appointment list. And so I listed all of my appointments, doctor's visits, lab visits, follow-up visits, inpatient stays, surgeries, all of that got listed so that I'm a little bit more refined. And so when I got diagnosed with cancer, the technology that we have today was not available to me, which is why the Healing Command Center is a Trello template, right? Like it's a Trello board that you can customize, and so Trello is an app and you can use it on the go, and you don't have to carry around a binder old school style like I did. You could do both if that's what you wanted to do, right? So this was born out of necessity for me, because once you start taking your chemotherapy, chemo brain is real. It is exceedingly challenging to remember what you had for breakfast, much less where you're supposed to be going, who you're supposed to be going with, and how you're getting there. So I would have a page for all of my allergies. I would have a page for my medications. I would have a page that I called my provider profiles, right? Like, so Dr. So-and-so, their specialty, their address, their office phone number, their fax number, back when that was a relevant thing, right? Now, email address would be relevant so that you could send them files. This is before things like my chart. And even now with my chart, not all hospital systems or providers are on the same MyChart systems, right? So they have different ways to electronically store your data, and so you being in control of that is optimal. Uh, there would be, I said allergies, right? I said allergies. So not just medication allergies, but other allergies, because that is relevant. Uh, and then there would be, you know, the notes section. Like when I would have questions about something, I would jot it down so that when I actually got to the doctor's office and they asked if I had any questions, I could pull out my binder, flip open to the page, and then ask the relevant questions and immediately write them down, the answers, because you need that, right? And that way it was easier for you to keep track of that. So when you would go in for your labs and they would give you the lab reports, you could just stick it in your binder. You can upload it into this Trello board. You can do both. Old school me really, really relishes the binder. Going through that box and finding this treasure, right? Because as you go through an epic healing journey, such as a cancer diagnosis, there's a process to it, right? And a few years ago, while we were cleaning boxes out, I found one. Apparently, I had more than one. I didn't realize that until recently, and I found a binder out there. And as part of my healing processes, I destroyed that binder. Kind of sad that I did that now, but finding loose documents that case studies, um, approvals, like from the insurance company approvals, um, because unfortunately insurance is a thing, and navigating uh, what's approved and what isn't approved, and all of that can be part of this holistic healing command center, which is why it's such an incredible tool for you. I do have, um, I'm gonna put it in the show notes. I have a free version where you can download a couple of pieces of it, right, and then you can print it out and fill it in, based on what you need at the time, right? And it has things like your emergency contact list, your medication list, immunization history, your insurance and pharmacy list. Like those are important things to know, right? Like that way you can just hand it to the new provider, right? And they can just scan everything. Your appointment tracker, your family medical history, right? That is super important. Um, who wants to refill it out every time they send you a form? Just hand them your form, right? Like they can put it directly in their file and they can make a copy of it. You don't have to refill that out every time. A lot of offices now are doing electronic filling things out, but even so, right? Like refilling it out every time you go in is a pain in the butt. Your provider list, specialties, your facilities, right? Right. Like, so when you go to a hospital, that's a facility, right? So your hospital list or your urgent cares, like you want to list out all of the places that you go for medical treatment so that you have that, right? Your medical POA, right? Who to call in the event of an emergency? Do you have a DNR? Like things like this need to be kept track of. Your vision care, an annual appointment calendar, a weight tracker if that's important to you. Not everybody finds that they need that, right? And items like that, and you can tailor it to your specific needs, so it doesn't necessarily have to be a cookie cutter of what everybody else needs, right? And with the holistic healing command center, I added things like Reiki sessions, like that went in my appointment tracker. Um, things that I put on my medication list, my supplements, right? Like because for me, that was a big part of it, including my flower essences, any herbal teas that I was drinking, because that was important. The oncologist didn't want me to take herbal supplements, but I would take tea sometimes, right? Because things like ginger and peppermint really help with nausea, and when you're going through chemotherapy, radiation, that nausea can be a beast. It really can be very overwhelming. And even things like medical marijuana, you can add that to your treatment plan, your individualized blueprint, like your holistic healing blueprint, whatever you want to call it, right? Like Reiki sessions, aromatherapy. Once a week, I would go over to a friend's house and we would use the was it Young Living Raindrop. It's a kit with all of these essential oils in it, and so she would lather my back up with um, grapeseed oil or almond oil or jojoba or something like that, and then add some of these different oils like basil, oregano, and stuff like that. And I called it my detox aromatherapy session, and that was like the spa treatment. But also I would have a little kit that had some essential oils in it. Peppermint and ginger were big deals for me. Lavender essential oil, but in the hospital, it's very hard to have additional tools. So when I went inpatient, right, that's how I received my chemotherapy, because chemotherapy drug that I was on was so toxic they had to give me rescue drugs before, during, and after my treatment. So having a little essential oil supplemental treatment for my treatment, right? Like being able to pull that out and dropping peppermint oil or even lavender oil on my pillow helped me with the nausea. It helped me with the insomnia. Like, because when you're going through something like that, sometimes sleep is impossible because of anxiety. There's a lot that goes on with a diagnosis such as cancer or any kind of major diagnosis like that. When you're going through a situation like that, having a holistic healing command center really does. I mean, I know for me personally, it really caused me a lot less stress, except when I forgot it at home. And that, you know, right? Like when you build things like your chemotherapy bag, or your radiation bag, and you can just stick your binder directly into that, right? Just makes it easier for you, along with your comfortable blanket, your stuffed animal, and your slippers and your snacks and your phone chargers and all of the things that you need when you go on one of these appointments. And you can't forget your keg of water, right? Like, being hydrated is super important during something like this. But I just wanted to hop on here and talk about this today. And if you have any questions, feel free to to I want to say text message. That's wrong. Add a comment. Um, but go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you next time.